So here we are at the end of July, and I think it's fair to say things have been a little hectic. In fact, one of our co-hosts and producers, Charles Johnson, would say it's hella hectic, or it's hella fucking hectic. Hella fucking hectic. Thanks, Chuck. So with me today in studio, we have Jacob Mathis, who is a local filmmaker and videographer. We have your yoga dealer, very well-known yogi, I should say, Shakira Scott, with 2 T's, for those of you who might want to cheat her out of a T. And then someone from our, again, Oakland born and bred talent, not only well-known in the circles of rap and hip-hop, but also a makeup artist. We have Monique Ford, better known by those who love her, Little Mo.
Oh, yeah.
So Little Momo in the house.
Hey.
So there's a lot going on, and Little Mo, I'm going to start with you right away because I need to know your take on what's going on with Will and Jada. And some people want to frame it and limit the conversation and don't want to see the whole side of this. And I think we need a woman's handle on this. So take us somewhere with Will and Jada.
Wow, just straight off. Okay, so how I look at that, there's 2 sides to every story. There's duality in all of this. And when talking about it, we see the picture of Will and Jada, the picture that they've given us, what they've shown us, and how we've all kind of, believed in that picture and felt good about that picture. And now they're bringing that picture to us, and it's not the picture that they started off with, so it starts to feel a little uncomfortable. But I just view that they're celebrities, but they're human. Let's give them an opportunity to be human, because we tend to think celebrities aren't human for some reason, whatever that is. I kind of identify from my female energy, my female status. I kind of not feel sorry, but kind of identify with her pain as far as being in a relationship and not getting what you need. But then I also do look at Will, because of course I love him. I will still watch him late night on The Fresh Prince, and I feel connected to him. So if he's hurting anyway, that hurts my feelings. But at the same time, it's like I don't know their actual relationship. I just know the picture that they showed.
It's a private dynamic. So yeah, for all people who are celebrity or public figures, some people might argue, and not to use a straw man argument, but some people might argue that they sell a bit of themselves when they put themselves out there in public and sell their image, their likeness, their talent to be a portrayer or an actor or a personality. Yeah. And then, everyone's entitled to private life, because that's just the...
And you're also entitled to change.
Hello.
And so people don't like other people to change for some reason. It really hurts other people to see other people growing or changing or falling out of love, falling in love. It's pretty hard to just sit back and allow that to happen.
Why can't she express her needs, though?
I feel like she can, but a lot of people, I've seen her under a lot of attack, and no one is saying, what part did Will play in, her needing to feel good somewhere else?
But I think it should be okay for her to pursue her happiness. She shouldn't be judged for that.
Yeah, right? Can we feel good? What's wrong with feeling good?
I think you should be able to feel good. Shakira, you want to?
Yeah, you guys.
I agree. It's definitely important to make sure that you feel good, but at what cost? If you're harming someone else, is it worth your feelings? Is it worth you feeling good? Because the narrative that we're getting pushed, of course, we don't know the truth, we weren't there, but the narrative we're getting pushed is August Alsina was deeply in love with her.
Oh, so that's the one who you see Alsina as the one that's hurt in all of this?
In the story that's being pushed, yes. August Alsina said it himself. Jada said it herself. All the involved parties said that August Alsina was deeply in love with her. And she was using him to fill a hole that she felt in her life. So now you're playing with someone else's emotions for a sexual desire, or even an intimate, more emotional one, that you're trying to fill your life, but you're harming somebody else by doing that. A. B, you have to take into account that he was dealing with drug addiction at the time. He was dealing with a lot of emotional trauma. That's why he became friends with the whole family to begin with. And so, is that not coercion? Is that not abuse to take advantage of
Was she
somebody?
supplying him with the drug?
No.
No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Sorry.
Or a legitimate question. Right?
So
Now
as
I'm
far
just
as
trying
we
to hear
know-
the whole story.
Asked and answered.
But as far as we know, she wasn't supplying him with drugs, but he was supplying her with the drugs that she needed, right?
The dopamine.
The dopamine that she needed. And if the roles were to be switched, is that then what we call it abuse? Or at what
Oh,
point
there
do we
was
start to
a younger
define
female with the older guy.
who has a drug addiction, who's going through the loss of a family member, who's just in a very vulnerable state, and you have an older man come and step in and say, well, my wife isn't fucking me right. So I'm
Which
gonna
happens
sex
every
with you.
day. Which
And it's
happens
not
every
right then
day.
either.
Yeah.
So I think we need to normalize calling a spade and saying that that was abuse and that was manipulation and that's not okay.
So what do we say? What does yoga have to say about it, Shakira? What does the yogi? How did the yogi guide this conversation?
Well, besides being a yogi, we are not talking about the fact that at the end of the video, Will Smith says, "Oh, well, now I can get you back." Jokingly, they laugh, and she says, "Oh, I think you already did that a couple times." And he said, "Yeah, you're right." That sums it up. Like, so the memes were like, this is a toxic relationship, probably, but it's not all on her or him. Like, she just got caught, you know, because August Alsina is a bitch, you know, I'm going to say that. Like, he shouldn't have done that. He
He's
broke
so
the code.
cute.
If you're going to be a side piece, you be a side piece. He knew what was up. Like, that, they have such a dynamic duo. Like, they're the power couple that I've looked up to most of my life. Like, sorry, like, you're not going to step in between that bond. And then also in the interview, like, that they had with each other, Will said something like, "Oh, do you remember what I said in the first year we got married?" And it was something to the effect of, like, "I'll never not love you," or, like, "We'll never not be married." So if he said that in the first year of marriage, they've been married for, like, 25 years, like, he's not going anywhere.
Will is obviously a relationship person. So
Yeah.
He's I don't think that's going to change. But do you think that? Well, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. But it was something you said.
Well,
and I'm
if you're
like,
losing your train of thought, let me ask you about Kanye West.
okay.
So he was also in the news recently.
Yeah.
So Kanye, I mean, some people think he needs some help, maybe some issues, him being bipolar. Maybe he just wants to capture the moment and the eyeballs on something as red hot as politics in America right now, especially presidential politics. Or maybe he's got those eyeballs because he wants to drop a new product or a new album. Who's to say? And does anyone know if he's really running or what the story is? Who's got the backstory on what's going on with Kanye West?
I heard he said he wasn't going to run, but maybe he changed his mind because I don't know.
So he's running.
Oh, he's running.
So he's running for
He says
president.
he's running. But he also said himself, and I quote, "I don't give a fuck about this election." So what that running really means, who knows? Ultimately, he probably is just trying to do it for some attention, and like you said, just using the fact that politics is a hot topic right now to get that attention on himself, or to get maybe, I don't even want to say that he's that selfish, he might be, I don't know, but maybe he really does just have some things to say. Maybe he has issues with policies that are going on right now, but for whatever reason, I do think that he's just trying to bring attention to something, and we're still.
So what was he saying about Harriet Tubman? Because I missed the whole conversation.
Oh, can I get there real quick? Okay.
What was the whole thing with
So,
Harriet Tubman?
Because I watched a lot of it, my understanding is that he was saying Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves because when she was bringing them to the North, they had to get jobs, and that was working for white people, usually in the form of being a housekeeper, a cook, butler, whatever.
But were they getting paid?
They were probably getting paid low wage. So technically they had a better life, but I think Kanye was trying to say, like, she just moved them from one white person to the next white family, which is in actuality what happened. A lot of black people did start their own businesses, and black towns were built after slavery, but a lot of them had to go work for somebody. I get what he's saying. He just didn't say it right. You know, like, I think that
But
happens
is that
a lot.
a thing? Is it
you know?
important to say
That's the
things
mental
right? Or
illness.
do we just all read between the lines, or do we, or is it important?
No, I
is it
understood
important to say it right?
automatically. I think if you really like tap in and really try to listen to him as opposed to being distracted by him, like I understood what he was saying and I didn't take offense to it. So many people only watch short clips and they don't watch the whole thing, so they form an opinion. You can't do that. That's ignorant.
There you go. It's poorly informed. I think that's a fair description.
Yeah.
I think the word ignorant gets dismissed too much, and it's real. If you
It's
don't,
not knowing.
If you don't know but can, that's
Yeah,
ignorance.
but can.
Knowing but refusing to do it is
Yeah,
stupid, right?
yeah.
Not being able to know is dumb. So I'm down with.
Well,
I'm here to cure my ignorance. So back to Kanye. Then now the context of some people saying, and even the Kardashian clan, if you will, saying, oh, he's got some mental health issues. Excuse what he had to say. Kind of crowding his lane a little bit. If he's running for president, he must have a platform. If he doesn't have a platform because he says he doesn't really care, then the question is, okay, what is his state, right? So he's a genius, creative genius, done some amazing things, very wealthy man, very successful, and now the question is, but a lot of successful, wealthy people have mental health issues. Is that a legitimate issue, or is that something that's being cast on him because of his creative expression?
Well, I wanted to respond first to Shakira about saying, because I am one of the people that only watched like clips. I didn't watch the full Kanye thing, and part of that was seeing him in distress and knowing people that are bipolar or do have mental issues. If that was the case, that would be hard for me to just sit and watch. So I just only, that's why I'm asking you guys, like, what exactly was said? You know what I mean? What was he mean? Because I did kind of push that out the way of my, like, I just hope he's going to be okay, I don't think I took, like, did I really consider, was he running for president or not? Well, I have to see something a little stronger than that to show me that he's serious about becoming a candidate. But my son loves him. My son absolutely loves Kanye West. He sees his genius. So, of course,
Can your son vote for him?
He cannot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he will probably, if he was running, I'm sure he would be in my head like, you better vote for Kanye, Mama. I'm not voting,
So if you had to vote today, and your choices are Biden, Trump, or Kanye West, who are you voting for?
Biden, Trump, Kanye.
Okay, well there it is. So he's got his first vote.
You got two of me.
Two votes right there. Now we're making some
You would vote
progress.
for him?
I would vote for him with the knowledge that the Electoral College chooses our president. And popular vote
Yeah.
doesn't
He had my vote until that press conference. I'm going to be honest. He had some good points, but he lost me with the delivery. He's not responsible with his words.
A lot of presidents are not responsible with their words.
Yeah.
Scary times.
Name one. What are you talking about?
I know.
That's it. This is not the red table. Okay?
So exactly. If we're going to put actually a good ticket out there for president and vice president, there's a phenomena really that I just got introduced to by my good friend and our producer today, Charles Johnson, which is Verzuz. So you had live stream Snoop and DMX with their, I think, 10 or 20 best songs kind of going toe-to-toe. And, this is something I would not normally search for or find, but it was shown to me. And I think at the moment it was shown to me, there were some 345,000 viewers, and I think maximum over 500,000 people tuning in at any given point in time to see what's going on.
That's
It's
a
a whole
lot.
new way of communicating and providing entertainment platform. Genius stuff at the end of the day. And I have to tell you, with everything that's going on with the shelter in place and the uncertainty with COVID, and trying to figure out what's the new communication channel for entertainment, and how are you going to reach your listeners, your audience, your fans. I thought that was a really positive tool. Charles, you want to jump in here real quick and get on?
No, you're doing good.
I just thought I'd offer. I just want to make sure I offer.
What was your thoughts of it, Jay?
There you go.
I actually didn't get to watch the Verzuz, so I couldn't speak on like that specifically. But as far as just using social media as a new platform for entertainment, it already started obviously a long time ago. But now it's to the point where we don't have much of a choice anymore.
Yeah.
We're stuck at home, like you said. Like it's just a response to COVID. The concerts are online. We got more Zoom calls where we're having whole conferences with like real intellectuals, but it's strictly social media or social platforms. And it's a beautiful thing if we continue to use it properly, if we still try to remain social creatures and not isolate ourselves with the excuse of, well, I'm talking to people on Instagram. You know what I mean? So like, still go outside, still explore nature.
Yeah, there's nothing like human contact.
Yeah, or even just contact with the outdoors. Like, go walk by yourself in the forest real quick.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of it when it first came on. It was DMX's turn, and I was really disappointed. I was like, oh man, you're letting me down right now. He just didn't have the energy for it, which was almost kind of sad. You know, he's kind of like, he looks unhealthy. I was just like, damn. I remember when DMX had a six-pack and he'd be walking around with no shirt and baby oil. You know,
talking about belly.
like, looking
talking
like
about belly.
a piece, you know? And it's like, not that he has to look like that now, but like, life has been hard on him. And I don't think he was physically ready to give a performance. So I was like, I'm not watching this. I want to remember him great, you know? Not this. This is not him. So I didn't watch the Snoop part. I like the idea that they're here together and they're able to, like, you know, vibe to their music. That was cool.
I have to tell you, you know, you struck a chord there with the DMX situation. You know, performers who are going out on the road really train to handle that schedule, the rigor of, you know, say they're going to go do 40 or 60 shows on a tour, travel, and, you know, getting the energy level up to give that audience what they want.
Yeah.
You got to be fit for that. And but then there's also, I'll call it the evolution of, you know, getting a little older, a little more comfortable, enjoying some of the benefits of all that hard work and lifestyle, eating and drinking and staying out late. So, you know, maybe more yoga for DMX. Maybe
Yeah, we should get into
that's the
yoga.
message.
Definitely.
The message, right? What kind of, you know, so if you thought about it from the yoga world again, I'm going to hit you with yoga. You know, the practice, you know, if it was even the sun salutations
Yeah.
done properly, how long do you think that takes every day to do the sun salutations? If you just did that.
I mean, if you just did one,
Yeah.
probably like 10 seconds.
Okay, so then
what do you
the
mean
whole
just
move, the
one?
whole series of movements.
Yeah.
So if you said you did a set of those, if you said, I'm going to say commit 20 minutes to my practice of setting my intention, of doing my simple sun salutations, I think there's some 6 poses through the sun salutations, maybe 7. And then I'm going to, after finish, and have that vinyasa, that moment of closing my eyes and almost being at rest. Would you say that's a good way to start your day?
Definitely.
Okay. So maybe we got something we can send DMX and say, hey, start this, and then maybe this time next year it'll be baby oil and 6-pack. So did you check out Verzuz?
You know what happened with that whole thing? That was when we were having lunch.
Oh,
That
my
thing-
God.
And so, he kept trying to give it to me, and I kept
that's
saying,
where I
how
was-
rude. How rude.
So he always does that to me.
interrupted.
I love it, the fact
was
that
watching
that's
this,
how I
so
get.
I watched it.
So I live in a cave,
But we
basically.
were having an amazing lunch, right? So I was like, okay. But well, I wish that I had watched it because I heard a lot of great things about it. I'm going to sit down and watch it myself. I think I'm probably swaying more towards Snoop because I'm from Oakland, but I'm also from East LA. And then I was in the DMX videos.
I think you
Who
can
knows?
claim both, and that's okay.
Who knows?
I
Yeah,
think-
who
I
knows
think
his
claiming
side
both's
out
okay.
here. Yeah.
Versus next.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, do you know?
Which verse would you guys like to see next?
Well, who would you like to see versus?
Oh, man.
That's hard. I've been asking for this for a long time, and they played with it when they gave us what they called Black Friday, like about 2 years ago maybe. J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah, that would be
That
great.
What's the guy that's from Brand Nubians? The one that has his own show.
What is that?
What's his name?
Lord Jamal?
I want Lord Jamar and Eminem to go head to head. I want a battle. I want to hear it.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Group name Brand Nubians. His name is Lord Jamal.
Lord Jamar, yeah. I want him and Eminem to have a rap battle.
I have a friend who still owes me the equivalent of what we say back then as a mixtape. right? Or at least a Spotify loaded up with everything I need to listen to.
Okay, you put it in public, I got it.
I got it, now we got it on tape.
Who you got?
I think, what was I gonna say? Oh, Maxwell and D'Angelo. Because I love R&B.
That would be sexy.
Yes!
What's up the hood?
Well, I have to tell you, I appreciate you all coming in today to be part of this conversation. We want to keep this conversation going. And so if you have people that you want to bring it in and host on the show and make it your show and use this platform for getting out there and having a conversation, this is a spot that we think we're going to protect as a place where people come say what has to be said and let everyone speak for themselves on whatever the topic of the day may be. We're grateful to have some sponsors, and we couldn't do this without the help of Flowers Oakland and the help of and support from people like the team at the Ultimate Gaming League that's doing some amazing stuff. So very proud to be affiliated in any way, shape, or form with that. And we're here in the wonderful city of Oakland that's going through kind of some change. So kind of it's a revolution. Some people see it as evolution. Some people see it as a beginning. Some people might see it as the end of what was. So let's see what's going to be. So to close, anyone want to weigh in on what's happening here in Oakland, how they feel about it?
We have a mayor who's ignoring the plight of people struggling here in Oakland, and that's just a tool for gentrification. So you can just ignore the litter, you can ignore the poor education, you can ignore the poor quality of life, and let it get so bad that now you have to step in, now you have to do the equivalent of Trump sending in his troops, right? When Oakland becomes like this third world country almost, then you gotta send in some help. And Libby wants to speak against that, and it's like, well, Oakland isn't, I'm trying to remember the exact words that she used, but she said, basically, Oakland isn't a dump. But 100%, she's allowing Oakland to be a dump. And leaving it in the hands of the citizens to make a change. Why is it that we have so many nonprofit organizations, we have so many charter schools trying to pick up the slack of where our government is fucking up? That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unacceptable. And I strongly believe that she's just catering to the new Oakland, to this wave of tech that's coming in. And for a lot of people, it is a positive thing. For a lot of people, it's completely uprooting their lives, pushing them out to Antioch, and continuing the cycle.
Shakira?
Oh, amen to everything you said. Everything, I echo that. I think I had a realization like 3 weeks ago. I was in an Uber. I was coming from teaching a class in Brookfield, East Oakland, to the Coliseum BART station, and my Uber driver was like, look over there to your left. And it was like brand new trailers, like clean, spick and span in like a parking lot just on the side of the freeway. He was like, I've been driving by that place every day. It's empty. And then look down over here on your right, and it was like a homeless encampment, and it was like a block away. And I was like, why do you think they're not in there? And he's like, I don't know. They're just dragging their feet. They're coming up with all these excuses as to why that trailer park area is not ready. So again, to what you said, like, yeah, Oakland has a terrible mayor, and Oakland reelected her. So
70,000, approximately 70,000 people voted for Libby.
I don't know how that's possible, you know?
And mathematically speaking, how many citizens of voting age do we have in Oakland? Like, well, the problem is we're not going out to vote.
Maybe they
So-
let prisoners vote or something.
I think to break it down, I think it's fair to say that you probably have a third of the population of Oakland, 475,000 people. Let's say that number's now up to 490. So roughly a third of the population, make the math simple. Let's say you've got 175,000 people of voting age, and then you might have probably close to 125,000 people who are registered to vote, and probably 85 to 90,000 people who are constant voters, meaning they voted in 3 of the last 5 elections.
Right.
And then this is a presidential year, so it'll probably be a greater turnout, but it is not a mayoral year. This year, it's council districts 1, 3, 5, 7, and the at-large, as well as the city attorney seat. So that's kind of that mix or that thing. You got views on Oakland right now? What's going on?
I don't want to say much. I plead the fifth right now.
You plead the fifth. That's your right. Oh, you can plead the fifth. So anyway, I want to thank you all, and we're going to do more of this. And
Support the artist.
thank you. There you go.
How do we find you all?
You can find me on Instagram at Easto Jacobo, EASTOJACOBO.
I am sincerely _Scott on Instagram. Shakira means sincere, and Scott's my last name.
Mo?
On Instagram, I'm at Makeup Priestess. So it's the word makeup and the word priestess, one thing.
Okay. And the show, you can find hellahecticshow.com and brought to you soon. And we'll be pushing it out. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.